Hey everyone, it's me, Whimsy, back again for another tarot reading. Getting some really interesting comments about some of the readings I've done in the past. And today we're just going to do straight readings. I'm going to try and conquer as many questions as y'all had. And we're just going to see what the cards have to say. Now, there's a lot of feedback I've been getting. People say that I'm being too nice to Mitch McConnell. I try not to have any opinion at all when I go into a remote viewing or when I go into the meditative state. I simply look at energy and then I report back. And then when I got into Mitch McConnell's energy, that was what I found. I found, that he was not getting along with Trump, that he and Trump had some kind of a falling out. Mitch McConnell in the energetic state, when you go into his energy, he's a strategist, he's a very good poker player. And he keeps talking to me about the courts, that he wants he really wants his interest represented in the courts. What he believes in, what he supports, what he upholds, and everything, every strategy that he engages in, everything he does is really to strengthen his own agenda. And it's just all he talks about. He talks about the courts. But I want to just go through all of the different people that I've been asked to throw cards on, and we're just going to see what happens. And we're going to start with how Donald Trump is going to spend this week. So the week that will be, and we're going to look at several different people. Let's just see what we find, because we don't know. We don't know what we're going to find, and so I want to just go ahead and throw some cards on everybody today. So people have asked me if I could do William Barr, so let me go ahead and do William Barr. What is going on with William Barr? I didn't get bad energy from William Barr. Nobody's going to destroy their career and break the law if they can help it for this president. Not somebody with Barr's background. Oh, returning to an old love, right? This is his old stomping ground. Trying to heal a situation, right? There's the cups coming in again, trying to smooth. I keep getting this impression that things are getting smoother in D.C. and that the craziness that this president brought to D.C. is coming to an end. Smooth waters, sunny days ahead, bringing light to a situation. What's crossing him? A new beginning, right? What is above him? Contemplation, looking at the situation. This is a guy who's not going to act until he has all the information. What sits below him? Chariot, he's moving forward. Where he came out of? Heartbreak. This is the card that comes up a lot for the nation regarding everything that's happened in the last 2 years. The children in cages, the shutdown, all the chaos. This is what we're coming out of. This is the situation that the Senate, the House, the Justice Department, they're done with the crazy. Choices, confusion. Not only is this investigation expanding, but it's expanding into multiple areas. That could become a potential problem for other people in D.C. Where they're at right now, the judge, right? King of Wands is the judge. What's around him? The job offer, hopes and fears. Whether or not they're going to get anything done. I think Barr is going to be pretty good at his job. Final outcome, the Emperor. This is good balanced energy. I never get negative energy with Barr. I don't get like anything spooky happening or anything like that. He looks like a very non-biased judge. That would be how I would interpret it. He weighs both sides of a situation before acting. He's taken time to determine what is going on in the situation. This is somebody who is not, he's not look, if you had something like a page of swords or a knight of swords or some kind of aggressive, quick energy, that would have me concerned. But instead, this is slow, steady, wins the race, contemplation. You know, there's movement, but it's a slow, steady movement. I know other people are also getting Knight of Wands, which is also slow, steady, or even standing and objectively trying to look at the situation. Two sides, two coins. The Emperor stands for authority. Good cards in terms of what you would want to see from somebody who was a judge or in a position like the one that Barr is in. So I get good cards with Barr. I don't have any kind of fear around Barr. The cards around Trump are a little bit weird because they look like he's in complete denial, and I just see his powers being stripped away by the Senate. I think that I just keep feeling like there was a falling out between him and Mitch McConnell. McConnell thought he could work with this president, and then slowly, systematically, the powers were taken away. There were a lot of reasons why that happened. When the people who went into the White House had to leave, like Kelly, at that point, the onus was on Congress to try and control the president and to quote-unquote hamstring the president, and that's pretty much what has happened. All right, I'm going to do a quick throw now on Mike Pence, because a lot of people want to know what the future of Mike Pence is and whether or not Mike Pence will be the 46th president of the United States. Let's see if Mr. Pence is going to be okay. I vacillate with him between thinking that he will take the position if Trump resigns and him not being able to take the position. And I worry about his emotional health. I think he's been under tremendous stress over the last couple years. Let's see what's going on with Pence. Sunny days ahead. Things are really starting to be a lot more productive in DC. Sunny days ahead, new beginnings coming into power. Not good news if you're not a Pence supporter, right? New contract, new opportunity, right over him. April, a new contract in April. What is above him? Ten of Swords, exhaustion, stress, devastation. What's below him? What he inherits. Well, what he would inherit would be the presidency, but inheritance, what his karma is in terms of his career or in terms of his inheritance, what he has created for himself. It's interesting, that's what he sits in. What is my right to take? What is my inheritance? But I don't like that Ten of Swords above him. He has turned down previous offers, which leads me to think that Trump wanted him to quit and he refused. Where he's at in the near future, I worry about addiction cards with him, medications for depression, anxiety, stress, sleep disturbances. Look at this near future. This is why I don't think that it would be good for him to be the president right now. This indicates possible addiction and emotional health challenges right now. You know, Trump, he needs to go take care of himself, not be the president. That's why I've been saying what I've been saying, because he keeps getting cards like that. Where he's at right now, patience. He wants it. I just don't think it would be good for him. Somebody walking away. I still think the president will most likely resign. Hopes and fears and final outcome. Harvesting coin. It's a concern when you have those kinds of cards and somebody wants to be president, but you wonder, I worry about the mental health of Pence to be the president, but he still may be offered the position with cards like this. These cards indicate that he could be offered the position of vice president, but the difference is that they would let him be the vice president, but he would get assistance and help. He's got, I fear, I don't want to go making any false allegations, but I fear for his health and his fitness. So as the cards stand now, how I would interpret it is that in the event of an emergency, if President Trump could not continue to be the president, then I think that yes, Pence, despite all of his problems, would still wind up being the president, but he would receive tremendous amount of assistance. Just as Trump has received assistance, Pence would receive assistance. And that is how they would be able to hold on to a Republican president. Look, they survived Trump. They probably think Pence couldn't be much worse. And the good thing about Pence, as far as they're concerned, is that he's a true believer. I want to throw cards really quickly to find out if Trump is going to resign or if he's going to be impeached or Article 25. Will Trump be impeached? Will he quit? Will he resign? Will he take a deal? What's going to happen? Or are we talking about another election of Trump? People didn't like George Bush Jr., but he got reelected, right? What is the future of Donald Trump? What is the future of Donald Trump? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Concern about his foundation, his home, his money. He wants to get control over his business. Walking away from his business the way he did, wanting his children to take control over the business, he's now beginning to think that that was a huge mistake. Where he's at right now, loss and grief, trying to figure out what powers, if any, he still has. The end, right over him. Knight of Pentacles goes nowhere. He stands still. Either there's a snag in the road, things are not moving, or it's not going to go anywhere. Walking away after a battle, what is above him, what he sits in, juggling two options, back and forth coin. What he sits back in, Charity. The divorced woman, Swords. She puts her back to the past and goes forward. Executes the law. Or executes what she wants. Her version of what is best. Queen of Swords is very strong. I think of her as one of the strongest. She's also represented by a woman who lets the past go. She has her back to the past and she looks forward to the future. It's interesting because if Trump doesn't like any reality, he simply invents a new one. Where he's at right now, heartbreak. This was a huge defeat for him. And we all know he doesn't want to be a loser. Where he's at right now, others gaining power around him. The magician around him. Hopes and fears. The business. It's all about focusing on his business. Final outcomes. The coin. Money. Where's the money coming from? It's a business issue. Going into smoother waters in the coming weeks, worried about the justice. Hopes and fears, and the final outcome. Money, money, money. Coin. He might be able to temporarily start building this wall. He may get what he wants, but it won't be in the way he thinks. He may get his wall money. He may get his wall money. but it's not going to be... It might not be through... they may work something out. They may work something out. All right, somebody had asked me about Brexit because I felt like Brexit wasn't going to go through. Things are kind of falling apart with Brexit. I do want to do a quick throw on Brexit just to see what the latest is. I just felt like Brexit was falling apart and the British people were absolutely sick of the whole thing. So let's see about Brexit. Brexit. How I would interpret those cards with Trump is that they've basically taken away all of his power so he can go play golf and do whatever he likes, sign a couple of bills, and he doesn't even like being the president, so abdicating a lot of the power to other people probably would work out just fine for him. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's what it looks like. Okay, Brexit, let's see here. Brexit, let's take a look. New growth. Looks like Britain is getting a new prime minister. I'm going to go ahead and predict a new prime minister coming in the summer. Cutting it off. Cutting it off. No, I'm sorry to say, my fellow sensitive people, if you were supporting Brexit, I suspect that that's not going to happen. Ooh, oh, romance. There's no confidence in Theresa May. I don't think so. There's no confidence in this woman. And I see a new prime minister coming in. Looks like it's a man. In the grave. Money offers, hopes and fears, final outcome. This looks like they're going to have an open Brexit. I always get the impression this looks almost like an open Brexit, because they work out whatever their problems are with Europe. Ten of Cups is a great outcome. Confusion, judgment. I think another prime minister is going to come in and take control of the situation. Either there will be no Brexit because it's a smooth relationship with Europe, or it's an extremely open version of Brexit. That is how I interpret it. But they won't get any of this done under Theresa May. It looks like somebody else is coming in, possibly this summer or earlier even. All right, so those are my throws for the day. If I were to, I always look at Trump, I see him, I know people are saying he wants to stay. I always see a potential resignation, and then in these last cards, worrying about his business, his finances, investigations of his business. He really doesn't like being the president. So we'll just have to see how it plays itself out. But yeah, so that's what I see. Most likely outcome, I still stand by the fact that the most likely outcome is resignation. I don't see the investigation going away. I see the legislative branch controlling the president, which is just fine with him because he would rather have as little to do with this job as possible. And as I had said before, I think they question the mental health of the president. And let's go ahead and see if he wins in 220. I'm curious now. Let's go ahead and see if Trump is going to be running in 220. Will Trump be running in 220? I don't think so. Will Trump be running in 220? Karma's coming. Karma is coming. Justice, ta or the light is going to be revealed. The truth is coming out. Nice foundation. Working hard. There's another man coming. I think he's leaving, and I think another man's coming. I was hoping it would be Klobuchar. I kind of like Klobuchar the best, if you want my own personal. Oh, that's good. Strong card there. There's Mueller. Hopes and fears. Smoothing waters. The law. Hopes and fears. Final outcome. No, he's out of there. But there's another person coming in. There's a man here and possibly a woman as well. You might have running with a man and a woman. Cory Booker, perhaps, or one of the other men who are running could take the lead. And there could be a female running mate. But I see this president out of there. They've lost faith in him. All right, there you have it. Most likely outcome, I'm going to tentatively say again for this president, is going to be resignation. Probably he'll take a plea deal in exchange for early resignation. If he doesn't resign, then yes, I think that they are building evidence against him for Article 25. And the reason why is because I went in and did a remote on that, and it came back that they're building a case against him for Article 25, and they've actually been investigating him for a while and building a case. If he does not continue to cooperate and work with the Senate, then they will physically remove him. But if anything, the government shut down, and his calling an emergency, if anything, would be proof of his inability to govern as a president. And it goes back to what I had said in the past, that the legislative branch of government is building a case against this president for Article 25 if he doesn't resign. That is how I'm going to interpret it. So he can resign early, or he can stay and try and argue with the legislative branch, but it will probably lead to impeachment or pushing for Article 25, just like it came out with McCabe that they were taking votes who on the cabinet would issue Article 25. They've got the votes now. I believe that they have the votes, and if they don't have the votes, they will soon. So I would recommend that the president try and get along with the House, try and get along with the Senate, because if he doesn't, they now have enough evidence to have him removed. That is how I interpret it. All right, I want to thank everybody for watching this video of Whimsy. I moved my friend, but he was here giving us good luck. Yes, our flopsy, yes. And if anybody wants to find out about getting a reading, I do phone readings. That information is below the video on the description. All right, thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next time.